everyone. Welcome. Welcome to StepFans and Chill. We're back with the morning show with the late night feel. I'm Mike E. Winfield, and we're at it again. You know, I'm just off of Lexington, you guys. I just came from Lexington, Kentucky, and it lived up. The people were there. I want to give a shout out to everyone who came out, everyone who was just lingering afterwards. Thank you for the people who have it in them to attend shows alone. A lot of people are just like against it. Like, it's not the same. But you know what? It's another experience. It's something I recommend, especially with comedy. It's just like every once in a while you watch a movie on your own. Every once in a while you go out to eat on your own. I do all of these things because I have a lot of private time, and I feel like it's essential to get to know yourself. That's what you want to get to know yourself before anyone else can get to know you, and then you got the upper hand because no one's finding out anything new about you. You guys, do you look inside caskets? You know, like when you at the funeral, do you look inside the casket? Because I won't look, man. Something about my visual, my brain, I feel like if I lock into an image in the slightest, I live with it for the rest of my life. There are things that I've seen that I don't want to have seen that will not leave. And they show up whenever you don't want them to show up. So now, if I'm forced, if I'm at a funeral, man, I just won't look. And there's people that's like, but it's not about you. You know what? It's not, like, I pay respects. I get that part, and I do all of that, but if I'm there, I'm not looking inside the casket. I just won't. It's just, why do we have open casket funerals? Someone want to clear that up? Why do we have open casket funerals? And are you out of line? Like, is there any out of line things that just aren't protocol that you should do with the body? Are you allowed to rub the body, rub the face, or check the pockets? Like, what can and can't you do when you are at these funerals? I sit in the back. I don't care who it is. I'm in the back. I know where the exit is. And then why you gotta do a line? They do a line so you can meet and greet. I don't know if this is only at black funerals, because I try my best not to be at many, but they'll do a line so everybody can line up and just go look. Man, that's tough, man. That's just not in my energy. Even my grandma passed, man. One of the greatest people that's ever been in the world. Shout out to Grandma. Crazy, just dope. Grandma was another level grandma-ing, funniest person I may have ever met. She was always on. She would turn it on. But nah, man, I was at the funeral, I didn't look, because my lasting image of her is like on some cool, funny stuff. We was sitting on the couch in her living room, and she was running off jokes. Fam was there, and she was just, boom, she was on fire. Then my kid was like, wow, on the drive home, Grandma's funny. I was like, I know. So it's just my personal preference, You probably had yours, and mine is not staring in the caskets. They always say that dumb stuff. He looks so peaceful. How is it supposed to look? Man, people just, I don't know what's going on. All right. I drove here today, you guys, and I realized that I want to give a shout out to the real rich people out there. You know who you are. You know what rich people I'm talking about. Those of us who are still driving with gasoline. Let's do a shout out. That's real right there. Because everyone else, they're going to electric, or they might even go hybrid, do a little mix of both. But those of us, us, that's still using the pump, and we getting straight fuel. Yo, that's baller status. You know how much it costs to fill up a tank nowadays, depending on the car you got? That thing is from like $80 to $90 to $150 to fill up a gas tank, unless you don't live in California. Where was I at, man? I can't keep track anymore. I feel like I was somewhere. I don't know. It was like, I think it might have been Tennessee. I looked at the gas. It was like $2.72 for a gallon of gas. I was like, what? I started trying to figure out ways I could package it and take it home. And these are the same complaints. What's going to change it? People don't know how to change gasoline prices because we don't have control. That's why everyone's leaving. That's why everyone's moving to the better tax brackets, going to Oregons and Texases and New Jerseys and places where you don't have to pay crazy taxes. Why are we in California? You know why? You look outside today, it's like 75 degrees, sunny. I'm overdressed right now in this sports coat. I got the beach. It's right outside the door. Everyone's beautiful. And the places where you go where the people are the wealthiest, they're the kindest. It's just kind energy. And then we got what? The holiday music playing. I love it. Holiday music is bumping. You hear it in people's cars next door. It's in all the stores you go to, So I get it. That's why my gas is $7.38 a gallon for regular unleaded. That does make you want to punch somebody. Hey, how y'all dealing with y'all frustration? I feel like I don't deal with mine properly. I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm a little frustrated, and I've been trying to figure out, like, how do you manage it? Do you need to fight somebody? Do you need to yell? I know how certain people have dealt with their frustration with me. They will I don't know. That could be abuse. But I'm wondering, like, which ways are you choosing to unleash, man? Because a lot of people taking it to work. I think that's messed up. I think taking your frustration, and depending on what you are, what you do for a living. Like, if you a boxer, you take your frustration to work, all right, cool. You knocking somebody out. But, man, like, if you work at, like, I don't know, let's pick something. You work at Lowe's, you just frustrated, and that's not helping the customer service. I just need to know what size sink I should get in my bathroom. And now you got attitude because, you frustrated about whatever's going on. We got to figure out how to manage this. And outside of drug use, I don't know. My mind's pretty clear right now. And my mind's clear because I've done a fast. I've been fasting for 48 hours. I stopped it yesterday. But previous to that, I did a 2-day fast. What this fast includes is no food, no alcohol, no sugar for 2 straight days. And I recommend it. Man, we got to figure it out, man. We got to figure out, like, how to tap in. How to tap in and not let, like, life win. That you heard that theory about eat to live versus living to eat. It's that thing. I want to make sure, like, I'm controlling some things. All right. So let's jump in to what is my favorite part of the show, you guys. Mikey knows best. This is great because I got some stories. I can help you with your relationships. I'm a master at it. If you need help, you know how to reach out. Go to the website. Go to bigassteeth.com. Those of you who have reached out, thank you for sending in your letters. Like I said, shout out to Lexington. Big calendar coming up. You can see all that on the website. We got Albuquerque, Salt Lake City, Kylene, Texas, Sacramento, Sunnyvale. A lot of cities coming up. I'll be on this tour. I'll save this thing for next episode. Boom, boom, boom. And let's jump into it. All right. Let's see. We just got married, and it's our first month together, married. During this month, we've had a lot of sex. Way to go. Well done. I mean, it's not too strange either. That's what two people do when they're together and they're new. And I think what you should learn to do right now is bottle that lust. Try to bottle that lust and know like how to come back to it in like 12 years. That's if you're still together. Nowadays, relationships don't really last that long. The ones from like, I don't know, the 90s and the 2000s, they seem to be sticking around. But these new ones, nobody's really doing it for the long term. People are doing it for themselves. I don't know necessarily how I feel about that either. I say stop fearing conversation, have some talks, and decide if you need to bring more people into your relationship or just walk away. But of course, there's a lot of days where I initiate and she says, not tonight. I feel fat. I feel disgusting. We did too much today already. I don't like to do it in this hotel. So, okay, you're saying she has some excuses for not having sex. All right. And of course, I was understanding every single time. Well, good for you. I mean, that's the worst when someone's not understanding, I guess. That's the truth, right? Then we get into this huge fight of me not cuddling her or giving her affection after we just finished having sex. And she's coming out of the bathroom. She's all crying, telling me all kinds of shit and being super disrespectful, cold shoulder, ignoring me, and using her phone when I talk to her the whole day. I don't know what that means. Of course, I tried to comfort her the whole time, and that I was just spaced out and I needed a minute and I needed to understand after sex is important to connect. All that jazz. Okay, right. I agree. Everyone needs different things when they're done having sex. Some people need a sandwich. Some people need you to leave, like go. Some enjoy cuddling. I think this is where love languages come in. This is where communication comes in. This is where maybe I should have known this about you before. So I'm talking to this woman this past weekend, right? And we get into the love language conversation. And you know, man, I got a debate because personally mine is a toss-up. It's all over the place. It's actually two. There's two that are competing for one, but I always feel like I can rank them from 1 to 5, and that's not a problem. Obviously, there's more than 5, but I'm basing it on the book, The Love Languages. Okay. And she says hers are all of them at different times. And so her husband comes. They've only been together a few years. And he is as confused as I am because he doesn't know how to really respond and jump into these things because she's like, it matters. It depends on what day it is. My love language could be this day and that day and this day and that day. It could be this or that. And it's like, well, that doesn't help us. All that says is you're very unpredictable and I don't know how to cater to your needs specifically because you don't even know what they're going to be. That's all I got on that. All right. Next day, it's her birthday. She wakes me up saying she's horny. I go down on her and she climaxes a few times. Damn, you sharing a lot of information. And then she noticed I'm not hard. This guy is going for it. She said, are you not turned on? I said, no, I am, of course. But since our fight and the disrespect, I'm not in the headspace to be more intimate and have sex. Wow. He took one for the team. She flips out on me and starts crying and saying, I don't want to F her. I said, we had sex so many times over the last month and so many times you said no. The one day I said I can't because I'm still hung up over a fight, she straight up punishes me. Cold shoulder, straight one-line answers, yelling at me, etc. I get it. It's manipulation is what's happening here. So she turns it down all the time. This is what he's saying. And I'll communicate it for those of you who are not grasping this. All right? He initiates all the time. She refuses from time to time, which is normal to do it. And he handles it cool. The one time that she wants a little more and he turns it down, she flips out, brings all these emotions into it, and he is unhappy with this response. Now, don't get me wrong. It is her birthday. So he did partial work. Everyone knows there's 2 days a year that women have to have sex. It is her birthday. What's the other one? And New Year's Eve. No, it's not the anniversary because everyone is not in a relationship. So it is New Year's Eve and her birthday. Those are the 2 days out of the year that women want to get smashed. They don't even care who does it because it's not about that person. It's about them. And it was her birthday. So the day, sir, that you picked to say no, that was a tremendous day. That was a very special day. So now I can see how you guys are at odds. He says, I still take her to all the activities I planned for her birthday, and I gave her a cake and all of that, and she's still being cold. You know how women could be. Yeah, I could say that because nobody's in the room with me. You know how women can be. When they don't get what they want, they'll pout. But guess what? She's going to get over it. All right? So do what you want to do because you got to find your own joy, man. Don't walk around all like, what should I do? How can I do this? Because she's manipulating you. Stop allowing it to happen. Women that do that, it's not all of them, but the ones that do it know they're doing it because she know what she's going to get from you. Now, if you're fine doing it, fine. If it's causing you pain and grief and unhappiness, then stop it. Stop catering when she uses her emotion to drive and dictate the relationship. No one should have to deal with that. It's not cool. Now here comes my frustration that I've been not sure how to use earlier. This is when it's a good time to use it. Stop dealing with people that treat you this way. Cut them off. Tell them you're not going to put up with it. What do you have to lose? What's going to happen? She's going to be quieter? You're going to get the second cold shoulder? No. She's going to change her behavior when she notices that you won't put up with it. So stop putting up with it. I say things, I say, can we hug or cuddle and try to reconnect? She's like, no. I don't understand. I never reject a hug or consoling her in any way, but she gets to do it. I'm so frustrated. I called her out and said, how come she gets to say no and I can't without consequences and judgment? Her reply is, well, my reasons are valid. You do not want to be in this relationship. All right, get out of it. Give her some space. Tell her you need some space. You know what? I know there's more here. I don't know, man. I'm done with this. All right, I'll read a little bit more. It says, fast forward, it's the end of the day and I'm still trying to console her. See, that's your problem. But I straight up said, what you're doing is very hypocritical. Am I allowed to say no in a relationship or not? And she said, yes, you can. Excuse me. Then still continues the cold shoulder and attitude. You know what? This is hard. This is difficult and painful for me even to read this. But I have to do my job, and I'm going to do my job. Man, I don't have the hiccups, man. I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to do my job, and my job right now is to give you the advice you need so you can handle the situation, okay? So what's happening right now is you're dealing with an immature person who is taking advantage of you because she knows you can, all right? Stand up to her. You don't have to be treated this way. There are options in this world. There are sweet, kind women. There are more out there. There's a huge world. There's a vast amount of people who will love you and give you what you need to be successful and to be happy and to feel loved. This is not it. Back up. Give her space. Threaten. She will come to you, and then your leverage will increase, because that's what you're lacking right now is leverage. That's all I got for you today. All right, let's see where we are. All right, we're going to jump into a news story, you guys. We'll jump into some big news before we close the show. All right. What a story, Portland, Oregon. It says, after undergoing multiple hours long of surgeries, a Portland man is recovering at Legacy Emmanuel Medical Center after being stabbed by his coworker in the back 4 times Sunday night. Duncan Allen has worked as a DJ at Casa Diablo Vegan Strip Club for over a decade, and he's seen a thing or two during his time. However, never did he think he would leave work in an ambulance with stab wounds, or that he would have the footage to prove it. I was on my computer getting some songs ready, and next thing I know, I felt like a 500-pound man punched me in the back, basically as hard as humanly possible, so I turned around, expecting there to be a huge dude about to fight me, and it was her, a dancer, and she was standing there holding the knife, Allen remembered. I still didn't know I was stabbed at this point. Then I took a breath in and realized my left lung had collapsed. Duncan, the DJ, got stabbed by a stripper at his strip club. There's got to be more to the story. As shocked as he was, Allen knew he had to stay calm to avoid his lung filling with blood too quickly before EMS arrived. Paramedics later told Allen he was just minutes away from drowning in his own blood. While Allen was focusing on staying calm, in the back of his head, he was left wondering why the dancer attacked him. Wow, did he not play her song? Did he put on something that wasn't the jam? Did she not make the money she thought she was going to make? Has she lost her own dance ability and she's feeling less talented and strong, and now she's blaming it on Duncan the DJ? I don't care or know what happened. There's no reason to stab somebody, is there? I don't know. I could probably come up with some reasons later that are less qualified, but in this scenario, currently the answer's no. Says he left wondering why the dancer attacked him completely unprovoked. According to the owner of the club, Johnny Diablo Zukel, they got some names out there in Portland. He was just as shocked because the dancer, now identified by authorities as Peyton Latham, had worked for him for 10 years. Wow. Now that's some news. Now here's the deal. We all know what just happened. I get it now. The question was, why did Duncan DJ get stabbed by one of his fellow co-worker dancers? Says she's been a stripper for 10 years. Any woman who's been stripping for 10 years is not getting bread. They are up there, their knees is cracking, they pulling the best they can out of what they got, and people just don't tip as well when the stripper is old. And you know, you age fast in stripper years. 19, you're in your prime. 10 years later, 30, nobody's tipping these old strippers. No one's tipping these old strippers except me. I'll be in your section. I'll even go to the VIP booth with the old stripper. And there's many reasons. It's because I think she's beautiful. her rates are lower because you know how supply and demand works, and there's no demand. So I do not need a heavy supply. And I respect the fact that you can't move like you used to. But that's still no reason to stab your DJ, man. We gotta start working on anger management and having these conversations. It's really getting out of touch. I think maybe I get why they cut off the alcohol thing, but you know, maybe we need to start alcohol and drug testing the performers. Some of them need this stuff so they can get on stage, but if it's gonna make you angry enough to stab status, I don't know. We gotta figure that out. And you know how much money she's made this year? That's just a cash business. She's not claiming that. Then again, they're in Portland, Oregon. She don't even have to pay taxes. All right. Well, you guys, look. Let me close with some things. It's been incredible lately, man. I'm watching some. I'm watching. I'm in the midst of high frequency. So what I mean is, I'm saying things and they're just kind of happening, and it's fun to find evolution. You know, I think, I don't know if I said it here, but I've been saying it in my shows, talking about my television show, right? So I've been talking about my television show coming out probably for 15, 20 years. You know, people are like, where is it? You know, and I've been talking about it recently, even more. And boom, I get a meeting, NBC. We just have a meeting a couple days ago, Zoom meeting, and dots are connecting. All these things are connecting. But what I do know is this is about to be the greatest show you guys have ever seen. And I'm not talking about StepFans and Chill. We already there. We already connected some dots. Thank you guys, man, for sharing all the clips. Thank you guys for listening, tuning in, watching at home, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, everyone, every streaming service. Thank you so much for tuning in to the StepFans and Chill. You guys, we do it. We do it all the time. All right.